Welcome to another episode of Top Rope Talk. We got a loaded one for you, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Denzel Snipes, the sniper himself. This is Sean Russey, the sports agent, to my right and right below, all snuggled up against the wall in what looks like a blanket with sleeves. The pundit himself, Jacob.
It is definitely not a blanket. It is a new shirt though, and let's see. So I would say this right here. As we speak right now, Sniper, you are loaded for bear, and I think Sean. By the way, do you get the percentages for whoever becomes the Browns coach?
I wish, because I'd have a lot more clarity on some other things.
Yeah, right.
How about that? Earlier today, Phil Rivers was heavily considered to become the Bills' next head coach.
Hold on a second. But all I want with him. Do you have any music in the background?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. No. All I want with him is just to be the OC for Steichen.
Yeah, I mean, because they had that history together, right?
Yeah. That's why he came in the first place. He knows Steichen's failed. I'd rather he just do that.
Yeah. No, that's not such a bad idea, but anyhow, we have a loaded show for everybody tonight, and Jacob, let them know where all they can follow us.
Oh, I mean, it's Sideline Sports. It is Sideline Sports. It is on Facebook. It's on. Is it depending on SY or SI? Depending on the moment. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. It is on right now. Two of them on. What do we say? Two of them on TikTok. We have a pile of places to go. We're just going to keep growing.
Yes, indeed. All right. And so, let's get started with our first topic, and that is the results from Saturday Night Main Event from 2 nights ago. So a pretty interesting one. It was a 4-match card. We'll get straight to it here. So Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu were supposed to have a street fight, and they ended up fighting to a no contest due to interference by WWE champion Drew McIntyre. Sean, your thoughts about this? Was this the right call?
I think they had already made the decision that they weren't going to have this match, for either guy in terms of the finish early on. Once the attack happened, it just seemed like we were going to turn it into a quick 10-minute separation. But I mean, they basically went for what would be considered on a pay-per-view a full street fight. And I thought it was very well done. I think it's a preview of something we could see later down the road between Fatu and Cody. I think that's why they held the payoff. And then obviously I think we're building up to either elimination chamber between these guys or some sort of multi-man match with the three of these guys.
Yeah, and with something like this also, now this also leaves room because it had been heavily speculated that Cody Rhodes may turn heel this year. Could he have been the one that have attacked Jacob Fatu?
I guess I could see it going that way, but when we get to our Rumble predictions, I'll have a little more on what I think is going to happen with Cody.
Okay, indeed. And then Jacob, your thoughts about this?
Well, the main thing about it was the fact that what really stinks is Drew McIntyre is an enormous individual, and he's acting like X-Pac. He's being this pest. He's too big to be a pest. And it's like, and even worse, he won't be wrestling. And this has been my biggest pet peeve since the beginning of time with Vince. He won't be wrestling all show long, and he comes out in his underwear.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, don't you have street clothes? It's like, it's not like you're going to take a bump if you're going to beat him up the whole time. Wear your street clothes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like the littlest things that you see. It's like, well, they won't recognize him without being 2/3 naked. Oh Lord, that just sounds very homoerotic.
Yeah.
Those are the things right there. But really, overall, this looks like a Cody going heel situation. Cody's been kind of heel anyway with the suits. And here's the deal though. I think we need to know the difference between Cody the heel and Cody face by, like, Cody face are the really swank looking suits. Cody heel needs to be like Cornette.
Yeah.
Exceptionally colorful.
Yeah. No. That actually would be awesome.
Yeah, it needs to be really colorful, almost kind of like almost kind of like going to some of them suits that you would see from trying to think for a second from like Michael Strahan or something.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever he
Yeah,
does Good Morning Today and all that, yeah.
yeah,
Good
all
Morning
that kind of stuff. Yeah, Good Morning America. Yeah, it's like just some of those, just some exotic type things. He'd wear those as a heel.
Okay. No, yeah. That's. I mean, he can stick with the suits. He just has to switch it up some. But
Yeah, the babyface ones would just be the regular slick swank suits. The heel one, obnoxious.
yeah, much like. Well, actually, no, I can't say Rollins because he was flamboyant, heel or face. So I can't really compare it to Rollins, but no, I see exactly where you.
I say Cornette. I mean, it's like Cornette's like, remember Cornette didn't have anything exotic when he was a babyface.
No, he did not, and he wasn't a babyface for very long. But going on to our next matchup here. So Rhea Ripley and Io Sky successfully retained the women's tag team championships against Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan, despite interference from Raquel Rodriguez. Now I'm swinging it to Sean first. I think the ending to the match with Raquel's interference, that was more about Vaquer's return than the actual finish of the match, in my opinion.
Yeah, especially just to show her without the boot and that she's kind of ready to go here. But I thought it was a decent match. I still think the Judgment Day gets pulled apart here slowly by WrestleMania. It just seems like once they get healthy, especially, I'm not sure if both of you have finished Unreal at this point, but it was on the board that it was going to be Demon Finn Balor versus Dom at SummerSlam. So I still think at some point they're going to get to that, and WrestleMania is a great place to pull out that special attraction character.
Yeah, I could totally see that much. The only thing about it is, and it very well may be that the reason why they're hanging on to the Judgment Day while they're still together at this point is because they don't know how Dom's going to fare by himself. Remember, Dom started out with his dad. Then he joined Judgment Day. He has yet to go solo and be by himself.
No, I think that, and the fact that every time they look like they're about to break it up, someone in the group gets hurt, and it kind of hurts the way they were going.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they're not as dominant as they were, when. I mean, I think they actually are. I still like them, but they're worse off than when Rhea and Damian Priest were in the group. But okay, look at Jacob's having some troubles here. We'll continue on this one a little bit more. But yeah, I think they had the match going, and the match was smooth. The match was great. It's just I believe that the ending to the match, because you figure the finish, like as far as who won or who lost, well, that's a byproduct of everything, because of course the match has to finish. But when Raquel came in, you kind of had a feeling, okay, here comes Steph, right? And it was and I think it's going to set up, like we have our Royal Rumble preview. Me personally, I think they're going to add one more. They're going to add the championship match at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they've been building it for a couple weeks now with her attacks, and now with her coming down being healthy. I mean, I think it's time to pull the trigger on that match. I don't know if they'll put Raquel over in that match, but if they don't, and it's because of interference by the Judgment Day, then I'll stick to what I said earlier. I think by WrestleMania we'll see them kind of dissolved.
Okay, and Jacob, your thoughts about this match?
Sorry about the thing. I'm doing Wi-Fi's a little wacky, so just in case. But I'm cutting back as much as I can. But
okay.
No, but these are the things about these attacks. Nothing feels subtle. And mind you, we have the type of deals, we have the type of matches. I mean, they're good. They're Circus du Soleil. They're whatever. But why? Here's the deal. Why are all the heels and faces so stupid? We see them every week. They attack every week.
Mm-hmm.
They attack every week. Why are they always attacking in the ring? Why wouldn't they attack when she's going out from her car?
Yeah, that's true.
Why wouldn't they attack when I get the car?
It's such an 80s approach.
Yeah. It's like, why wouldn't they attack her then? Why would they attack with 21,000 people on that kind of stuff again, unless you are really pissed off? These are the little things that I don't understand. It's like, that's what I do enjoy with the Horsemen with Dusty. Is they did little things like that.
Yeah.
And it's like
got you anywhere.
They got you anywhere at any time. It's like, why would they only be that? It kind of says that this is This is the show. And then why would you? Here's the deal. Why would you attack in gear? Why would you attack in that? But as far as I don't explain the matches too much on these. Sometimes I'll watch them. Sometimes I won't, and you can see that and talk in 5 minutes. My issue is just the fact that everything is about the same with those. We already know who's going to win each and every time because you're not going to go until the pay-per-view or the PLE.
Yeah, indeed. And so, well, we'll move on to our next one. And, well, AJ Styles in what I believe was the match of the night defeated Shinsuke Nakamura, them meeting up for quite possibly the final time. So, Sean, start off with you. What are your thoughts about this match?
Yeah, I mean, I thought for the first time in a while we saw nerves on both guys. There was a few missteps in the match, but I think you could really just chalk it up to them both knowing that, unfortunately, and I'll touch more on this when we talk about Gunther and AJ. Unfortunately, I think we were watching AJ Styles' farewell tour and we didn't really know about it. But I thought the match was great. They hit some good spots, but also it wasn't over the top like the Cena match, which was really just a throwback nostalgia match in terms of all the big spots and taking moves from every opponent that each of them had faced. But I thought this match, did what it was supposed to do, and I like the fact that probably with AJ losing this Saturday that they let him grab one here at the end, and it doesn't hurt Nakamura in any way in terms of taking that loss.
Okay, indeed. And then, Jacob, your thoughts about this? Even if you hadn't seen the match, I'm sure you are familiar with their history and everything.
Oh my dear God! Why is Nakamura losing this match? Why is he losing? It's like, why are you wasting the thing to get a PLE to give him a final shot? Why is Nakamura losing this match? Those two have amazing matches.
Yeah, indeed.
They have amazing matches. So why are you wasting? That's the thing about writers and everything. You can't do everything. Can't get 50-50. It's either 50-50 or someone has to lose all the time.
Yeah.
Every minute, and it's like, no, they don't have to lose every minute. See, AJ is no more dominant than Shinsuke.
Yeah, they're about at the same level.
Yeah, he's no more dominant. It's like Brock was more dominant than Cena, and they made it right. They made it proper. But Nakamura is no more different than AJ. So why is he just beating him all the time? Why is Nakamura going down just because we don't have anything for him to do? It's like you have a PLE right there to get AJ's revenge.
Right.
And it's like it could be an awesome match, a 30-40 minute match, and Nakamura takes him like Owen took Brett.
Yeah. But I mean, Styles does need momentum going into the Royal Rumble.
He does, but it's like, I mean, it's a shame to lose to Nakamura.
No, it's no shame to lose to Nakamura, but again, and we've seen this before because he needs the momentum going into the Rumble because AJ Styles going into the Rumble with an L, I mean, his back's kind of already against the wall. It's like, well, now don't get me wrong, Shinsuke's a hell of a warrior. They had a nice rivalry throughout the years, but you're going in there against the ring general. Now, mind you, this is and you know what? We'll touch on that here in a little bit.
No, well, here's the thing. AJ's going into the Rumble match, right?
We don't know yet. That's if he even wins.
Well, that's the thing. If he's going into the Rumble match, he could just. This is all I'm saying. You could have him lose that match. He goes into the Rumble match, and then he eliminates Nakamura to get a little revenge, and then their next PLE could be that.
Could be.
Yeah, just little ideas,
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. And then in the main event, Sami Zayn shocked the world and beat Randy Orton, Trick Williams, and Damian Priest to earn the championship match at the Royal Rumble. All right, Sean, was Sami winning the right call on Saturday?
Before I touch on the AJ Shin thing, I think the way I looked at it is not really an angle match, right? That's a specialty match on the Saturday night main event card that they threw together. Literally, I think we heard about it Thursday, maybe Friday on SmackDown. I kind of look at it the same way we had Cena and AJ. It came about real quick, and it's a specialty match that the loss doesn't hurt Nakamura. I don't think anybody's really going to remember it come Saturday. When AJ takes the ring again.
No.
And I don't
right,
think a win necessarily helps him either because like he's been saying, Nakamura has been this win-loss guy for like 6 months. He'll win
No,
a match on SmackDown and then he'll lose, the next SmackDown, or he'll lose at the PLE against whoever his rival is. But I agree, they kind of need to make one character decision with him. It's hard to really tell if he's even a heel or a face at this point.
No, that's the big thing I'm meaning by that. Okay, that's the big thing I'm meaning. It's like what really by itself is. It's like you could always have a short type of thing. They did it. I think they did it wonderfully with Cena in a certain way. Like the AJ match, the AJ match was the 49-14-12 Larry Bird match. I've always said that. That was Cena's final run, his final big deal, and then he was starting to wear out. You know what I'm saying? And AJ's not exactly at that point, but why in the world? But why can't you get a little bit of heat on AJ with a little bit of a loss? You get a little. It could be the run in, and I hate the run ins. But it could be a little bit of momentum toward Nakamura. He gets eliminated. Then you have a PLE the next time around. It's money. I feel like just because they automatically get money, they miss the fact that they could be more.
Yeah, I think there's definitely too much short-term booking going on. And it's surprising because it seems most of the long-term booking only centers around the heavyweight title, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No question. That's all I'm bringing up with this guy is why. It's like by itself, why can't you remember the one thing we talked about with the Attitude Era? And they were talking about this with the Attitude Era. We talked about this part. They said, is the Attitude Era hold up right now? It's like, I can say this. We know from Vince Russo, no, but from other things just by itself. Remember, you had so much short term with Mick Foley, but yet you had 3 pay-per-view matches with Foley and Austin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even with that, that short term wasn't even as short term as this is.
Yep. Even though Foley and The Rock, even though, I know that capped off on a Raw, that rivalry went several matches, even though it was a short-term thing, but it helped both characters. Mankind with Triple H, same thing, not to get too far off topic, but he was great in those little short-term roles to give the guys the boost they needed.
Well, I think about little things like go all the way back, like Hogan and Orndorff, Hogan and Piper. When Orndorff finally would join up with Hogan at the Survivor Series, you said there was a little thing. Can you trust him?
Yeah.
Can you trust it? And it's like with Piper, they had a dark match. Not dark match. They had a the house show match in '86, and those two came out together, but they almost fought about 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
This is just right as Piper started to become babyface. It was the little things, tiny little details. It's like. This is why I don't like writers. It's like writers. It's like I always feel like the writers are just failed comedy deals, or like the sitcom writers. It's like they're building a story for that thing, then go to the next one. No, it's like you need to constantly build. You need to build the idea by itself. It's like if he's just turning face, why would they like each other already? They were feuding.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
It's like if you're gonna failed writers, quit getting failed sitcom writers, get failed drama writers.
Yeah.
It's obvious they're failed sitcom writers because the way that their format is.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we do have to move on to the main event topic. Sean, your thoughts about was it the right call that Sami Zayn won the Fatal 4-Way match?
So I'm gonna have to touch on one of my Rumble predictions in terms of talking about this. I think it was, but only if he goes over at the Rumble. I don't think they should wait any longer. I don't think they should wait for Mania. I don't think another loss to McIntyre does anything for him at this point, because that's been the story they've been building up over the last couple months, is he can't beat Drew one-on-one. So I hope they pull the trigger Saturday, even if it's a short-term deal for Sammy, and we see him back at it later, maybe at SummerSlam or something. But I don't think it's going to be Sammy's moment for Mania this year, but I hope they give him the moment at the Rumble.
Okay. And then, Jacob, swing on down to you. Do you think any one of the other 3 should have won it, or was this Sammy's night on Saturday?
It's always Sammy's night, but again, Trick Williams, yeah, you get my... It's like, for one thing, I remember what you said, Trick and Booker and whatever. Trick needs to... I personally think Booker needs to be able to come back and Trick and Booker finish up, and Booker puts him over.
Yeah.
And Booker puts him over. It's like it needs to have the old lion versus the young lion type deal on that.
Yeah.
And Damian Priest, I don't know if they ever know what to do with him. Randy, well, Randy's just there to put everybody over now.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, still, yes, Sammy. But again, it's kind of the point on something like that. It feels like the writers come in. It's like, well, we had this 2 weeks ago, but we've had 60 changes since then. That feels like Sammy needed 3 others, like with Rey Mysterio, Dominic, whatever. And that just feels like it needs that kind of match because all of them know how to sell.
Yeah, they do.
And I like Sammy with bigger guys, but I like him selling more with bigger guys than beating them.
Yeah.
Making his comebacks, all that stuff. So, yeah, it could be and stuff like that. You can never tell. But how long before Sammy retires? He's been around a long time, too.
Since what, 2011, 2012? He's been in his late 30s. I still got some miles to go.
Oh, they're limited because the knees, all that stuff. They're starting to get there. You got a bump card,
Yeah, that is true. Well, let's move on to our next segment of the show, and that is the WWE Royal Rumble 2026 preview. So far, there are 4 matches on the card. Again, I believe a 5th will be added. So we'll start off. We're going to retouch on them again. AJ Styles versus Gunther. If AJ Styles loses, he must retire. Will this be Styles' final match? Before I continue with this, though, I've been thinking about this all week, because before Styles came out there and challenged him again, Gunther announced himself for the Royal Rumble match. Me personally, I would have made this match if Styles wins, he has to retire. Excuse me, I'm sorry. If he loses, he has to retire. But if he wins, he should get Gunther's spot in the Rumble.
I think that would be I think that's a good idea, depending on the placement. I would assume the men's Rumble is going to be the main event. I don't think they're going to put Sammy and Drew as the main event. But it really depends here. I'm torn as to what they're going to do because I could see if it's Styles' last match, I could see them letting them go on last. And this is the thing, right? If the Rumble is before this match, is that the way to get Styles to beat Gunther? Because Gunther's worn out. He was in the Rumble for an hour plus, and that is the way to save AJ's career. But I think at the end of the day, the only way for me that I see is someone interferes in the match, not even necessarily a friend of Styles, someone that's going to set up Gunther's road to WrestleMania, and that's the way AJ doesn't have to retire. But I think based on what we saw, based on the emotion on Shin's face on Saturday, we are going to see AJ Styles retire on Saturday.
Okay. All right. And Jacob, your thoughts. Do you think AJ loses this match, Gunther retires him, or does he continue on through 2026?
You know something? This is the new era Legend Killer. But the difference was, this is a new era Legend Killer, but you want to really know what the wrong of this is in comparison to Randy Orton?
Hey, I think your mic's covered up. Check your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good now. Go ahead.
Do you know what the one wrong thing is compared to Randy Orton's Legend Killer thing in comparison to this?
Mm-hmm.
There's no real legends to really whip. I mean, Randy Orton had Roddy Piper, Jim Duggan, Hogan. Oh, Mick Foley. He had a pile of them just to beat the tar
still
out
hanging around. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and still hanging around, and he had him, and he could just beat him bloody and put it through, and do all that kind of stuff like this. Everybody's dead now.
Yeah.
Except for Duggan, and you're not going to beat up on a 71-year-old man anymore. They don't do that anymore.
No.
So the ones that, here's the thing with Gunther, the ones he's retiring, he's retiring the current legends, but how many are there?
Yeah.
And how many are there? And that's the big thing. It just, once he does that, then you get hate for a while, but then it just stops.
Yeah.
And then it just stops. Okay, maybe he could retire Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe retire Ray, but then there's no real more. Everybody's young.
Yeah, I mean, with the rumors, I think he's going to get Brock too, and then they're going to set him up for a title run after.
He can get
but that's
Brock,
the only 2 names is Ray and Brock. You're
but
absolutely
those
correct.
are it. But then it stops the momentum dead.
Yeah.
Of that
Yeah,
idea.
because it's not like Austin is going to come out to do a job to Gunther.
Oh, exactly not. And it's like, and that's the thing. It stops it completely dead because none of that stopped with Orton. It stopped when Hogan beat him, which was a stupid idea. But it stopped
Yeah.
there. It was a stupid idea, but it stopped there. But in truth, Hogan was the last one. He should have beaten and stopped it there. But either way, that was over with. He was crushing them. He was slapping Harley Race. He was beating everybody to a pulp.
Yep.
He was getting everything Randy Orton was. And then there was that deal. It stops dead in its tracks because they don't allow old people anymore to go get beat up. So there's nothing.
They don't, and I was sitting here thinking, the only other one, Flair, and that's even if he's willing to take a half a bump at that age. And then you draw out Triple H. Can he even take a bump now because of his condition? You might bring back Dave for one night. You ain't gonna get very far with that one.
Not from a size perspective, but just from his resume. Jericho's rumored to be coming back, and I don't think it's going to be a long run. That could be one you put up for him.
Yeah, could be. I think Jericho's going to show up the night after WrestleMania, and him and I think you're right, Sean. I think if he's going to go after another legend, it might be him. It might just be him. But we'll go on to our next match, and that is our WWE Championship match. So, does Sami Zayn finally win the big one? Will he roll into WrestleMania with the gold, a la Eddie Guerrero? Sean?
So one, I don't think he'll hold it till WrestleMania. I really do hope they'll put it on him on Saturday, even though he'll be we'll have two short-term champions here. I think the Elimination Chamber is going to be a SmackDown title match because of who I pick in the Rumble later. But I think Sammy needs this victory, even if it's because Fatu and Rhodes come down and it becomes a whole hoopla. I think we'll be able to tell early in the night if they announce, hey, the championship match is now no disqualification. I think that means Sammy is winning.
Okay. And then, Jacob, what do you think? Do you think Drew holds it till Mania, or is Sammy going to win it all?
Answer the question on this. Have they brought Sammy's original run that got stopped by his injury?
Have they brought
it up at all?
No, they haven't.
Then you just, even if he wins, you just killed the idea dead. That means Drew can win this thing or whatever. You just killed it. If he wins, you killed it dead by not doing that. There is the story of Sammy having that belt for a minute. Remember, he had it for a minute, then the shoulder went out. And he had to get surgery for a few months. Remember that?
Wait, are you talking about Sami Zayn or are you talking about Finn Balor? Because I think you're talking about
no, Sammy. It happened to Sammy. But no, Finn. You're right, Finn too. Wait a minute, didn't it happen to Sammy also? Didn't he get hurt?
Sammy hasn't held the title yet. I think maybe he got hurt during an Intercontinental run.
Intercontinental, okay.
It was Intercontinental, yeah.
Yeah, but that happened with Finn. You're right, but I'm like, okay, the Intercontinental he did, but it's like there needs to be that taste of I've had gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's had that, there needs to be a taste of having gold. Without that, you're just got it. You got your usual underdog thing, and Sammy's awesome at it, but he needs a reason.
I would hate to see them rerun this, but if Owens is healthy and he wants to come be jealous of Zayn again, they like to go back into the basket so many times. I would hate to see Zayn lose because of Kevin Owens, but I could see them doing that if Owens is healthy, just because of their history.
There's a new way you could do Zayn and Owens. The Hogan-Shawn deal. I gotta know.
Yeah?
I gotta know. No turns.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us are getting close to this. Let's just do this at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Let's do this at WrestleMania. Let's get it. Let's go 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like no one interferes with each other. We don't get mad. We have no jealousy. Let's go.
Yep. Yeah. Full throttle. Absolutely full throttle. But
full throttle, and I guarantee it'd be the match of the night.
Yeah, it should be. The last time they locked horns, it was a match of the night.
Well, it's the only way. It's the only way left they could really do the match. Both guys have turned on each other. Both guys have done all this. It's like people have seen it all. You go on YouTube, you can see that thing. Just go full throttle, know everything, then hug it out, shake, goodbye. Whoever wins.
Yeah. But also there's another angle, and I know Because Sean was headed there earlier and he stopped himself because he was like, "Oh, I'm going to talk about it in a minute." Okay, do we see Jacob Fatu and or Cody Rhodes in this match? Sean?
I think they'll get involved. I don't think they'll become participants. I think early in the night we'll hear from Michael Cole that the Drew McIntyre match is no disqualification and all hell's going to break loose. And that's how Zayn's going to walk away with it.
Yeah, it'll be either one of those. What do you think, Jacob?
Well, if Sammy does take the title, there's Cody. And darn good well those two would have an awesome match.
Mm.
Those two would. I mean, Fatu would be there also. And in truth, Cody kind of needs a break from the real top. Why not Jacob Fatu just be? Why not take him out for a couple, about a month or two? Give him a rest. Come on back. Build back up. Go to the Intercontinental title or something.
Yeah, why not?
Why not little things like that? It's like make Cody more interesting. If you're going to keep him babyface, why not make him more interesting? Like he's still at the top. He's still at the top. We still all that. It's like eventually you're going to get the Hogan burn of we're tired of you. Which the biggest thing about it was at least Hogan knew when to leave at one time.
Yeah, he did.
He knew when to leave. It's like Cody sticks around. Eventually you're going to get that burn.
Eventually. Yeah. Well, we'll go on to our part one of the Rumble matches, the 30-woman Royal Rumble match. All right. I actually start off with this one. My prediction, and I didn't have because usually I'll have a pick and then a backup pick. I don't have a backup pick, but my pick to win the Rumble, and hear me out, my pick to win the Women's Royal Rumble is Raquel Rodriguez. If they end up with the Women's World Title match at the Rumble, she's going to lose that one, but then participate in the Rumble match till later on that night and win it. We've seen it happen before. I saw Brock Lesnar lose the WWE Championship and then enter the Rumble and win it in the same night. So why not this time around? I think she's dominant. I think she's fierce. I think she's motivated. And she should be able to come away with the victory and ultimately defeat Vaquer in the rematch. Sean, what about you? Who do you have winning the 30-woman Royal Rumble match?
Yeah, I actually think it's going to be one of her Judgment Day partners. I think Liv Morgan is going to slyly not be eliminated and then come back in the ring and eliminate whoever is the second to last person standing kind of sneakily. But I think Liv is going to take it. I think it's going to cause some issues within the Judgment Day. I could even see her accidentally, eliminating Raquel during the match, and that's kind of where the dissension starts.
Where it will start up, yeah, could be. And you know what? This actually is not a bad mini discussion on this one, because dare I say it, what if it's Roxanne Perez?
Which would be wild, and you're building a new character up already with what her involvement has been in the Judgment Day. Because from where she joined in, because of Liv's injury, she's really done really well in the spot, in a rush, in a pinch. I would put her right up there with Kairi Sane in terms of her matches lately.
Okay, yeah, indeed. And so, your prediction, your thoughts, 30-woman Royal Rumble match, Jacob. Who could you see winning?
Oh, question is, how many surprises are going to be? First off,
they usually average about what, 5?
Yeah, but it's getting harder to do surprises now because it's getting like, we remember the one surprise a couple of years ago. You had Lita, and her neck looked so bad she couldn't move anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of figure, like, to your point, typically there's like 5 to 6 surprises between the men's and the women's, and you figure if there's like 5, okay, 3 of them are going to be legends. You know what I mean? Like a Trish or a Lita or something like that, and 2 of them are going to be either wrestlers who are returning from a very long time out or new signees to the company.
I don't want to see Lita anymore, for one thing. After that tag match and everything, it's like you had Trish going so smooth and everything, and Lita looked like her legs couldn't move.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, all respect to all the legends that she had brought together, but that's not her anymore. Keep her out.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
and it's because it's only going to get worse. But I mean, the only thing I can say by itself is like if it's the usual one. Let's see, remind me who the champion is in the women's side right now.
It's Stephanie Vaquera, the women's world champion. WWE women's champion is Jade Cargill.
I gotta say Rhea, and Rhea versus Jade.
Okay.
I gotta say Rhea.
So your pick
versus
is Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, Rhea versus Jade, because the thing is, for one thing, Jade needs a Rhea because they did dominance and not correctly. She looks completely out of place. She's not hurting anybody, but she's a little more. She needs Rhea, who is a master.
Pretty much. I mean, even on a SmackDown roster that has Nia Jax, Jade Cargill is clearly the dominant force. And not only that, but I think Jade Cargill needs the momentum as champion because I think Belair's return should be right around the corner, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's no question of that. I mean, but the big thing by itself, that's probably going to be at the Rumble. That's probably going to be. But I don't exactly want Belair and Jade right now. I wanted that earlier. I want Jade, if she's going to stay in there, she's going to get to that thing. I want her with someone that can work.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that Cargill. Not to say that Bianca can't do it. She has her own thing, but that's almost a strength versus strength match. She needs a long match.
Yeah.
Something that's from someone like Rhea that can just dominate, then they can go back and do everything. Someone that no one has done this to her before.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone is going to push it to the limit.
Yeah, and it's like so. I'd like to see Rhea do it.
Okay, then. All right. Well, we actually are going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we will finish up and then go into Sean's vault. So this is a commercial from our flagship show, Sideline Sports.
Sideline Sports live every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Killian Clark is Larry Bird, I would say, and Paige Beckers is Magic Johnson.
It's kind of like an oxymoron,
Yeah, moron is right.
Maybe when they listen to people like you, that's how they continue being.
He did have that type of pro level, but the scouts failed the team.
I disagree. The Panthers, I'm not saying they're making the playoffs, but they're going to be really hard to beat this year. Bryce Young.
So they're not winning the division. Hooked up with some chick, and then he told her he was a linebacker.
All right, and welcome back to Top Rope Talk. I am the sniper. Right down below is Jacob Christner, and to the right of me is the sports agent himself, Sean Russey. We're going to go ahead and continue on, with the last of the 2026 Royal Rumble preview and predictions, and now we're at the 30-man Royal Rumble match. Who's everybody think is going to take it? I'll start off with this one. I think it's Gunther's time, and this is where I'm going with this. Because Gunther can't just have a complete night. Me personally, I think he's going to lose AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles' career will come to a conclusion at SummerSlam. But Gunther is going to salvage the night, go in there, and win the Rumble match. Wasn't it not a year or two ago that he finishes the runner-up? And it was at that time period we said he's going to win the Royal Rumble one day. I think this year is it. I think Gunther takes the 30-man Royal Rumble match. Sean, who do you think?
I actually think it's going to be Braun Breaker, and it's part of what I said earlier. I think it's because at the Elimination Chamber, we're going to see SmackDown's title contested there. And then in terms of something else I think we're going to see happen in the match, I think Reigns and Rhodes are going to double eliminate each other, and they're both going to be part of the SmackDown Elimination Chamber to eventually set up, code Rhodes and Reigns 3. I know there's a lot of feedback against that, but I'm sorry, it's pro wrestling. You have to break the tie. And it's no different than kind of like The Rock finally had to go over Austin at Mania eventually. Eventually Reigns is going to get his win on Rollins. This is the way things go. So I know there's a lot of backlash against it, but I think you have to get there. But I think you're going to get there, and I'm hoping he doesn't disappear again. there's been a big offer made to The Rock for 43. I think you're going to get there by Cody going heel with The Rock, and we're going to get the angle we were supposed to get with Cena, except the foe is going to be Roman Reigns, and it's going to set up 2 matches, Reigns and Rhodes for this year and Reigns and Rock for next year. But I think Breakker wins the Rumble and faces CM Punk at Mania.
And don't forget, when The Rock first confronted Cody Rhodes the night after WrestleMania 40, what did he tell Cody Rhodes? I will see you again down the line. They have to complete that. They have to complete it.
No, and I think this is the only time you could truly do a correct heel turn with Cody. But, you know, again, a lot hitches on the sensitivity of Mr. Johnson here in terms of being able to, you know, have some of his creative shot down and not just walk away from the angle.
Yeah. And the crazy part about it is Dwayne Johnson can literally call his own shot. The last time we saw him in the ring, he hasn't lost shit, ladies and gentlemen. He can still go like it's 1999, like it's 2000. So as far as being in the ring, he literally can call his own shot. It's not like we're getting Goldberg old and slow or anything like that. No, Rock is still wrestling like he's in his prime at 52.
And you would hope if he's involved with an angle with his family, you know, he'll stay around.
Yeah, absolutely. But let's bring it down to Jacob real quick. Who do you think is going to win a 30-man Royal Rumble match?
Probably Gunther, but there's one thing I want to see in that match, big time. You know what? We have not seen this in a good while. We need a shock. We need a shock elimination. We need a Maven to Undertaker elimination. I say it needs to be Javon Evans to say. I'm just going to say this. I'm giving an example. I like Javon Evans to like Reigns. You know, a shock thing, like Reigns eliminates the hell out of people, and here comes the pull the thing over, and Reigns just had, you know how Reigns does that turn.
Yeah,
I mean, just like, mind you, because of the way that they do it would be Javon's death.
Yeah, maybe not somebody as big as Reigns, even though Maven did it to the Undertaker, but maybe somebody like Bronson Reed.
So, I mean, Bronson loses too dang much. He bumps too much. That doesn't make money. But I'm just saying, I'm looking at a monster elimination.
Yeah.
Something, you know, and it's like, the thing is, I know very well the way they go, it would be to his death. You know what I mean? It would be to Javon's death after the way they do it. But you need that. The fans need that shock elimination. We have not seen that in a while. Yeah, indeed. Something that gets. I think the one of the closest ones we would see is when R-Truth eliminated both Henry and Joe. Yeah. You know, that was just strength though, but they still weren't the highest of the high when they did that. Okay, yeah, no. But Undertaker was a 4-time champion when Maven did that. Yeah. So so the impact was that much bigger. Yeah, we need because we're literally talking about Gunther. This is probably Gunther's time doing everything. You need shock value. We need some kind of idea. Like, is this going to be his time? And yeah, it would be his. Knowing the way that these writers go, would I do it? No. But I want to see Javon Evans start to learn how to actually, sell. Yeah. Just do all that stuff to be able to get it. But just do. I mean, it doesn't even have to be, but just get it high end and stuff like that to be able to get him over. It has to be somebody like a Javon Evans. Like, it can't be Obafemi, even though he's brand new to Oba looks exactly. Like Obafemi would be expected to eliminate a guy his size would be expected to eliminate a Reigns or a Bronson Reed. You know what I mean? Yeah, it can't be somebody like that. And I don't even want to say Bronson Reed because Bronson Reed bores me. He's very athletic for his thing, but he is Big Show without the height. He's that guy that watched Arn Anderson as a kid. Not really, but you get my point. Watch Arn Anderson as a kid. I want to be a wrestler and I want to bump and do all this stuff. And it's like, you're too big. You're too dang big to be doing all that. You're going to hurt yourself worse. And that's what these wrestlers do in the midst of all that. They're going to get themselves hurt. Yeah. Go ahead. Oh no, I'm saying we got to move on to Sean's vault for our next topic here. And so I'll have Sean introduce the topic, and then we'll go. Actually, this first one, Jacob, you're really going to love. So here we go. Sean, take it away.
Yeah, so the first one we have actually right before the 1987 Rumble, a promo was shot for WrestleMania 3, which set up Hogan and Andre. It ends up, Andre turns heel in this, but also Bobby the Brain Heenan turned heel in Hogan during this feud.
Okay. Yeah. Indeed. Jacob, you there?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix this type of thing. We have this little deal, but okay. But you want to know the big thing that I loved with it? Andre eliminated Hogan in the Battle Royal.
He did.
I absolutely loved that. And I noticed it was Hogan and Andre was the one time Hogan did not ever go, "That don't work for me, brother."
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just that respect of Andre.
It was.
Hogan and Andre. I think it's just that respect of Andre and fear and respect of him. He didn't ever. It's like, mind you, he got his wins. He got the advantage at the end, but Andre made him sweat.
He did.
He made him sweat. It's like, okay, Andre throws him out. Hogan barely beats him in that one right there. Get to the Survivor Series. Andre eliminates Hogan. Get to WrestleMania 4. Andre eliminates him through a double, and then finally the cage match in Milwaukee, and he finally takes it.
Not to mention Saturday Night Main Event. Andre beat Hogan for the WWF Championship.
Yep. And it's like he made Hulk sweat, and it's like, and I have got to wonder how much more Hogan might be popular, whether Hollywood or anything, if he would have allowed that for a lot more wrestlers.
Yeah.
Just that many more, that many more. Mind you, I'm not saying like Mr. Perfect or anything like that, but just a few more. What if Macho Man got him a couple times?
Yeah. What if indeed?
It's just little things like that. I know there's probably fear of his spot, and I said I always told you this, he wasn't a great worker to overcome the losses like Macho was.
Yeah.
He was a businessman. And that's just the way the thing was. Macho was the worker.
Yes, indeed. Well, our second one, and I'll let Sean introduce this one. Take it away.
Yeah, so this was interesting. WWF was trying to get in on what was at the time, Super Bowl halftime was kind of struggling, so they introduced their first halftime heat. I believe it ended up being the only one. And the match was The Rock versus Mankind in an empty arena match for the WWF title. I mean, it was an interesting match. It almost reminds me of what we saw during COVID, except for having the virtual people in the stands. But, again, like we talked about earlier, it was just what Mankind was doing for The Rock in that feud was amazing.
Yeah, indeed. This is going back during their series because the previous Sunday was the Royal Rumble, and that was when Rock beat him in that I Quit match. And then, so they were kind of playing hot potato with the championship for a little bit, but it was entertaining. You know what I mean? You just could not get enough of a Rock versus Mankind match. This was the second of 3 championships, which Mankind ironically would win all in 1999. Jacob, your thoughts about this? Something revolutionary. Empty arena, halftime show at the Super Bowl. Fans could go over and take a look at a championship match and then go right back to the Super Bowl for the second half.
Wish they would have done that instead of the watching Bad Bunny this year. I'll tell you that much. But no, you want to know what the thing about Mick? Mick was a master of getting pretty boys to find that next level to get mean, to get him down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like The Rock, Edge, Randy Orton. Let's see, there was a fourth. Forget which one. But all pretty boys. All had to be Triple H. Because Triple H was kind of a good looking back at the time. All of them. And outside of the nose, of course. But all of them. And he got them to find that mean streak. Because it put Mick over because you had to have a mean streak to put him down and find that one edge to it.
Yes.
You had to be able to do it. But there's the thing with Mick, though. Mick Foley was Tommy Dreamer with a few more wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mick...
Bigger wins. Few more bigger wins.
Yes. Mick Foley understood that he had to win to go move on for another deal. Tommy Dreamer, I don't think he wanted to win at all, ever. He absolutely positively, like for instance, he absolutely positively protested having to beat Raven when Raven was leaving.
Yeah.
It's like he didn't want to. It's like there's just something about Tommy Dreamer that thought it wasn't interesting to win matches.
But
like,
he will sure give you a show, though.
That. Mick Foley understood the idea that he had to win eventually. And by the way, the finish was brilliant. It's like, and it put Rock over. The beer kegs with the pallet on top of him.
Yes. Yep.
Well, that puts Rock over because it just says that's the one we're holding down.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Rock, it was a brilliant idea, especially for that kind.
Yeah. And Rock also understood just how Mick Foley, Mankind's nature was. You see, people talk about, for example, Triple H's dark side, right? He brings out the sledgehammer, he's ruthless, he'll bludgeon you and everything like that. Man, that came from fighting Mick Foley, because you have to go to that stage in order to become that. Rock did the same thing. Rock was never that cold until he fought Mick Foley, because you got to go to that place in order to beat him.
Yeah, and that is the thing I gave with Mick. Is like the only complaint I ever had with Mick, and believe it or not, it sounds crazy, but he would never get his revenge on Chyna. He refused to get his revenge on Chyna. She would do everything, kick him in the nuts, throw him into a post, and then he would never. That's a perfect idea. The one that finally got the shine on Chyna was Stone Cold.
Was Austin,
and it's like. And it's one of those where, and then she finally just like, she pushed him, and then he kept trying to leave, and then she finally flipped him off. I'm like, you're done.
Yeah.
And it was like, and the place went absolutely ape when he did. It's like Mick could have easily gotten that pop earlier, but he just did not want to touch a woman.
He didn't. He
just let her beat him up all the time, and I'm like, I hated that part because you need to get your heat.
You do, even if you're a face.
Yeah.
At the time period, Chyna was a heel, so whoever, because I've seen Rock bottom her, and the place exploded.
Oh yeah, place exploded because the fans knew she had deserved all of it.
Yeah,
because she just kept getting involved.
Absolutely. Well, our third one out of 4, and once again, Sean, take it away.
Yeah, and I'll roll these two together here. So in 2014, we had, the Shield was very popular, and Reigns was in the final 2. The crowd obviously wanted it, but Vince had already decided much earlier that a returning Batista would win the match. This is one of the issues I have with Vince that I think Triple H would have called the audible on just based on the crowd and, got it down to the ref to, hey, Batista gets eliminated here. They did the Reigns thing a year too late. They should have let him have it at Royal Rumble and just run with it. And if he's green, you deal with it along the way. They still dealt with growing pains along the way after they had him win a Rumble, which was in 2015. And at that time, they had to do it with The Rock's help because you had shoved them down the fan's throat, quote unquote, for that whole year. And then he ends up getting booed out the building. So I do wish that Vince was a little more audible friendly the way Triple H is, because I think we would have seen Reigns go over that night. And I think, we don't know what direction his career takes at that point. But the real headline of that night was CM Punk's last match in WWE for 10 years. After that night, he would walk out of the company for the next decade.
All right. And so, Jacob, your thoughts about all of that? I mean, in hindsight, because if you think about it, the Batista experiment backfired because he was only there for a couple of months. WrestleMania, he goes to the main event, lose to Daniel Bryan. I think because the intent was for Batista to become the man, but Daniel Bryan was so immensely popular that fast that Batista was like, hey, there's no room for me anymore. And he literally left.
I know. And by the way, before we go into that, the one thing I would love to see is, remember, for how long was Kane the record holder for the throwout?
He still is.
Is Kane still in the amount? Is Kane still have no, I'm talking about the overall one. Does Kane still have it?
Overall, it came with 46. Hey, your mic is covered.
So Kane still has 46.
Yes, he still holds the
You want to
record
know what
for
would be a
most-
cute? You want to know what would be a cute? Just for one more time. You know what would be a cute little thing for the Rumble? It's like who's second, by the way, in those?
Michaels with 42.
Okay, you know what would be really? I mean, this is what would be really, really cool. Put Kane. Put all you got to get jobbers in there. If it's a 30, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get jobbers and everything like that. Then what if you had Kane get all the jobbers in there and started to eliminate 2 or 3 of them? Get Michaels in there, do all that stuff, and then someone eliminates both of them.
Wow.
And then Michaels could get within 1, and then he gets eliminated.
Huh.
Hell, they all have to be jobbers so you can make the fans happy, because they're both the healthiest.
Yeah.
They're both the healthiest. So what if you had a little run? It's like in the whole little mini story would be Kane is number 1, Shawn Michaels is number 2, and then they both get the jobbers out of there. Both of them do. And then someone like we could just say that. So we could say someone like Bronson Reed eliminates Michaels.
Yeah.
You know, someone like Bronson Reed, and then someone like Oba eliminates Kane. And it's 49, and then it's 49-48, and it's one of those. Kane would go out first, and then Michaels soon after. Because then the whole idea would be, will Michaels catch him? Oh my God! And then boom. That could be a fun little detail. I would love fun little detail, the little things that you can add to the match, knowing that we know who's going to win the dang thing. They don't add those little things.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be interesting, but hey, we got 2 minutes left in the show.
But let me answer yours. Let me answer yours whatsoever to be able to say. That was Daniel Bryan's year.
It was.
It was Daniel Bryan's year. I don't have anything whatsoever with it. And here's the thing about Batista. Remember this about Batista is he's lost all the weight in the world. He's like 225, 230 now. He's lost it to become a dramatic actor. He gained some to go into this movie with Momoa recently, but he is the best professional wrestling actor we've ever seen.
Okay.
He will do comedy. He will do it all. He is not just trying to be a badass. He will do victimhood. He will be a victim, and he will be helping. He needs hurt, all that kind of stuff like that. He will do it all. Unlike he's not a guaranteed badass being on screen, unlike the others.
Yeah.
So he is the best. So, but Dave made the right choice of what he did, and it was great with that Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. And I guess he made the decision that was best for himself. But you're right. That was Daniel Bryan's year. I mean, you have to capitalize on that.
Yeah, no question. And the thing is, him getting hurt, and he had a bad neck already to start. Him getting hurt 3 months in, it just made Vince look right.
Yeah.
Every time people wanted them to do it, Vince did go through. He did get Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. He did do Daniel Bryan. He did listen to the crowds on that, but he ended up being right every dang time because they'd either get hurt or the people lost interest.
Yeah.
These wrestling fans, no matter what the thing is, the part of the thing is they like a superhero. Mm-hmm. Why do you think Brock Lesnar is still enormous? You know, as far as when he comes back and how big the pop is. People still love the whoop.
Yeah.
Remember, it's Marvel. It's Marvel in the end. It's like, I can guarantee you Hulk will get his aura back when Mark Ruffalo's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Mark Ruffalo just murdered his aura.
Almost like saying Edward Norton should have stayed Hulk after all.
Yeah, because he would have understood what Hulk actually is and not try to make him woke Hulk.
Yeah, I see. Well, we do have to take off here. Monday Night Raw just came on. So thank everybody for tuning in. We had a whole lot of topics. We actually filled up 1 hour in the show. And next week, it will be the WWE Royal Rumble 2026 recap show, as well as the Monday Night Raw preview. So for the pundit and the sports agent himself, I am the Sniper. We will see you all next Monday. Enjoy Raw tonight. SmackDown Friday and the Rumble on Saturday. Peace.